Well, we're back. A lot of my videos for the RV Adventure will be on the RV Adventure YouTube channel only. I won't be posting them, or at least I won't be posting most of them on the Villages channel, unless I think it's a little interesting, possibly for people from the Villages. What's that on my camera? Been cleaning out the Cramelot Inn. I won't say too much. I'll save most of this for the RV channel. But a couple of mishaps, and like I said, I'll talk about that there. Sue is going to the doctor today. That's one of the main reasons why we came back early. There's been a little bit of a problem. I won't really get into it. But basically, today is news day. As you know, I've been doing news on Friday, Villages News, for those of you that are thinking about moving to the Villages as a retirement community, which it is a retirement community. And a lot of people seem to think that being it's a retirement community, and they see these gates all over out here, that we're a gated community, and somehow, some way, those gates keep all the criminal element and all the bad people out. I read all the news to give you a general idea of what living in the Villages is. And it's not some safe, tucked away retirement community being protected by security guards and gates and all that. It's not. I'm not trying to make it look bad at all. I love it here. My wife loves it here. Most people that come here, a lot of times before they go home, they end up putting that down payment on their property to have a home built, or they went ahead and they bought a pre-built home of some kind, or pre-owned, new, whatever. It doesn't make any difference really where you live here in the Villages. It's all one big community. That gets sometimes a little confusing for some people, because you have the village of, I live in Hillsboro, so it's called the Village of Hillsboro, or the Village of Mallory, or the Village of Caroline. They're all different village names. It gives it that hometown, neighborhood kind of feel, so all the neighbors seem to know each other and blah, blah, blah. But once you're a resident and you get that old magical resident card, ID card, anything in the Villages is yours to have. You know, some people think, well, where's your rec center? Well, I can go to any rec center I want. The neighborhood rec center here is Manatee Rec Center. That's the neighborhood rec center. That's where you would take your grandchildren and things, basically, to go to the swimming pool. It's not just that. There's all kinds of stuff there to do for everybody. Then we also have an adult pool, like I like to call it, and it's at the postal station here. But as a resident, I could go anywhere I want and swim in any neighborhood pool anywhere. I don't have to be in that neighborhood at all. For example, sometimes I will go to Silver Lake, which is commonly called the historical area. It's one of the oldest villages in the village of Silver Lake. Main reason why I go there is because their adult pool up there has a hot tub. It's one of the, I think if not the only hot tub that's free to residents. There might be one or two other hot tubs, but I think one is at Orange Blossom Gardens Country Club. But over the years they've changed all that to where now you have to have a priority membership in order to go in there. And the hot tub there is behind the waterfalls. Why they changed that, and the people up there, they must have been really upset about it, because at one time that was their neighborhood pool, and they took it away from them. You know what they say? The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. So anyway, I do go up there and I use that hot tub once in a while for the old achy bones, and I feel better. And that's my right as a resident. I could do that. Just like it's their right as a resident. If they want to, they can come all the way down to Manatee and they can use that pool. They can use our neighborhood pool. They can go to our billiard room up there. That's their right. Some people seem to think that you have to go to your neighborhood stuff. Most people do because it's close, it's convenient. We go to our neighborhood pool, which is the adult pool, all the time because in my golf cart, I can be there in approximately 2 minutes. If that. It's just down the road. And so, you know, it's whatever you want to do. The reason why I wanted to cut this is I've said in my videos in the past, many times, I've said when you buy a home, before you buy that home really, one of the first things you need to do is, and I'm looking for a letter I got from a subscriber, is to read your deed restrictions for that district and make sure you can live within that. And it's good, just good to know, that's all, because different districts sometimes says totally different things. Such as in the historic district up there, I believe they're allowed to have ornaments in their front yard. That's what they like to call ornaments. In other words, I'll use this for an example. They can put the pink flamingos in their front yard. Everybody thinks of the pink flamingo statues as being part of Florida. I guess it kind of is. But anyway, they can put the pink flamingos in their front yard. Their deed restrictions allow that. You cannot do that in District 10. Not legally, I'll say. Our district's rules does not allow that. So kind of read your district rules before you buy that home and then find out, surprise, surprise, what I wanted to do, a neighbor complained about, and now they're telling me I can't do it. Oh my God, now I'm mad. I'm going to blame everybody here because I can't do what I want to do. Well, read your district rules. All you got to do is get a copy. They're online. I've told on many of my videos where to go get those and read them before you buy that house. Then you'll know. And trust me, you're going to make the same mistake everybody else makes. We've all made them, where we'll read those rules and we kind of read them one way, but the intent of that rule might be differently than what you're reading. And then it's not that you go to jail or anything, but then all of a sudden you get that infamous knock on the door with a letter saying that your property's out of compliance. Guy's super nice. He'll explain to you what's going on and he'll explain to you what you really need to do. And in most cases, it's always a removal of something, you know, like you can't have that big rock between as a yard ornament. You can't have that within 5 feet of the street. Now, I'm not saying in your district it's 5 feet of the street. I'm just using that as an example. Some of you people that listen to me are taking me way too literal in some of the things that I'm saying. I use them as examples. Or somebody may decide I'm going to buy that plastic put together little shed as you can buy at Walmart for a couple $100. I'm going to put it together in my backyard and I'm going to use that to store my stuff in instead of the garage. The neighbor behind you sees that and goes, oh, no. You're not allowed to have any kind of a barn type or shed or anything like that in the backyard. He calls. You'll never know he calls because it's all anonymously done. Somebody knocks on the door, says you can't have that. And you're going to go, why? And you're just eliminating those kinds of problems. So let me see if I can find the letter from this subscriber, because I forget where, I think he sent it on my Gmail account. I met this person before he bought. He asked us a lot of questions, mostly about money, the price of everything. So Sue went with us. And as you all know, I've said 100 times, Sue's the one that really pays the bills here. I know generally what things cost, but sometimes you people ask questions that really doesn't have a definitive answer, and then you blame me because I don't answer something, and you've sent me emails that are kind of nasty. And the facts of it is I can't answer something that's got 100 answers. Example, somebody sent me a nasty email saying, why don't you tell us something important that we really want to know? We'd like to know, how much does a lot cost? How much does a house cost? How much is your electric bill? This is the information we want. You keep rambling on about stuff that we can't do nothing with. I'll stop right there with that nasty letter. Let me answer you a simple way. There is no answer to anything you just asked. One is, lots around here could go anywhere from $27,000 for just a lot to as high as $500,000 for a lot with no house on it. How do I answer you that question? Second is, how much is an electric bill? Well, it depends on if you've got a patio villa that's only 1,100 square feet and you're only here 3 and 4 months out of the year and you're gone the rest of the year. Or do you have a 5,000 square foot home and you're here full time running that air conditioner, or maybe you got 2 air conditioners at your house and you're running that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? No answer to that question. So most of those questions you asked, there's really no definitive answer. Somebody says, how much does a house cost? Houses here will range, if you want to go to the historical district, and don't quote me on these numbers, but they do vary. I'll say as low as, say, $140,000 for a modular home up there somewhere, to as high as over $1 million, probably closer to $3, $4, $5 million. So there's no answer to your question, how much does a house cost? When you ask things about what does a medium price house cost here, I can give you a general idea. I don't know what your medium income is. Your income is different than my income. But I'll say probably an average house here will start somewhere in the neighborhood of, say, 220 to 3, maybe a little over 3, depending on what kind of house you buy, whether you buy a stucco built home or do you buy a stick built home. I mean, all these things go into the factor. Do you get a golf cart garage? No golf cart garage. 2-car garage or a 1.5-car garage. I mean, corner lot, it just all over the place. So I can't answer some of those questions. So don't get mad at me because you asked a question that really doesn't have a good answer. Let me put this on here too. Linda H, you know who you are. I got that. I got the video. I finally got it extracted. I've got it. I will try to upload that for you. I appreciate your time and efforts for doing that because you know I wasn't here, or I had to come over and done that. Whenever you get time, I would love to do the after. Just give me a call. I'm going to be here for at least 2 weeks. I got some things I got to do. I got a couple things I want to get fixed on the RV. And then we're going to take off again as soon as Sue is able to go. I'm not leaving this time till I know that it's 100% good. You know what I'm talking about. So, but I got the video okay. The reason why I say that, I see I got another email from you, but I got it. Okay, let me see if I can find this from my darn it. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. I'm going to read it to you. I'm not going to read everything because it takes too long, but I'm going to read it to you. And now this time, this came to this guy's benefit. He saved some money because he read his deed restriction. And he caught something in there because people at title companies and stuff, they don't know anything about your deed restriction and they don't really care. So listen. It pays to know what's going on. I'll read it. So Skip, my title company had me called the VCDD, which stands for the Villages Community Development District, and questioned the charge since they are the ones who send the proration to the title company for all the charges to be paid to the villages. The email before this one said that he read his deed restriction and they charged him, I think it was a $190 fee for the postal station that you pay. I can't say whether I paid it or not because I don't remember. Sue does all that. We may have paid it at the other house and didn't pay it here. We may not have paid it at the other house, and because this is a brand new house, maybe I did pay it here. So I wish I could answer you, but I don't know and she's not here. So anyway, it says, I spoke to Jennifer at VCDD and explained that my deed restrictions state it was a one-time fee. Other district deed restrictions that I researched and read state it is an ongoing fee every time the property is sold. You're saying read your deed restrictions could not be more aptly put. Jennifer at VCDD researched it and agreed with me and sent an amended closing cost to the title company. Makes you wonder how many people out there who purchase pre-owned have paid this unknowingly in the past, and how much free money the VCDD has made off it. Hope to see you in June for a walkthrough. I'll be glad to do it. Give me a call if I'm here. I'm not going to promise I'm going to be here, because truth of it is, me and Sue wants to travel quite a bit if we can, and we're going to give it our best efforts. But if I'm here, you give me a call, and we'll have a beer and I'll do a walkthrough. I'd love to see your house. I know what you got, and I know about where you're at. I mean, you're really just kind of around the corner, and you're going to be a good neighbor for me. But that's a good example right there. That guy just saved, I don't know what he paid, I'm going to say 190 bucks. He just got saved 190 bucks because he read his deed restrictions. See, the title company don't know about your deed restrictions. They don't live here. They don't care. Read your deed restrictions. Know where you're at. It can save you some money like it saved him. Thanks for sending me that email. That was very interesting. I'm going to get out of here, get some more video cut. I'm trying to get caught up on my RV adventures. And to the rest of you, I'm just going to say, see you on the other side.
Catch you on the other side.